Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So I know it's been about a month and probably about a month and a half since I recorded a previous video. So I want to thank you guys all for those who have subscribed, all the new subscribers. I've been seeing a lot more people in the comments with the videos, so I'm happy to go that, awareness is coming to TFU, and I'm happy that this information is being useful for a lot of you guys. So in this video, we're going to be covering a lot. Most likely, I might have to break the video up in 2 parts just because of the amount of stuff that I'll be going over. So I do have notes. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'll be looking at those. Some of the things that we'll be covering will be dealing with Jeff and Shaleia's YouTube channel. I'll be actually going more into information that I think is useful for those who might be thinking about joining Twin Flames Universe, or who may have just joined Twin Flames Universe, since I've been getting a lot more people who have just started getting into the group and then coming across my videos. So I'll be going into information about that for those who may have just started, or once again, like those who may be thinking about it. I'll be going over a few stories as well. I am going to be going over some posts and messages that are on Jeff and Shaleia's Facebook group, as well as some of the information on their Twitter account. So we'll be going over that. I'll be touching on some information relating to this channel, and what I'm hoping to have coming down the pipeline. So we'll be going over that. And then, of course, for those who don't know, Vanity Fair finally did come out with the article regarding Jeff and Shaleia and Twin Flames Universe. We will be touching base on that. That'll probably be one of the last things I touch on, so that'll probably be in part 2 of this video. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to touch on is Jeff and Shaleia's YouTube channel, or the Twin Flame Universe channel, whatever it's called now. I'm going to be touching on that channel. I'm going to be touching on a few other channels as well that are associated with TFU. So the one thing I'm going to touch on is, one, the removal. I'm sorry, let's not even touch on that yet. The first thing I want to touch on is the fact that Jeff and Shaleia are recycling old content. And what I mean by that is, they'll release a new video maybe once a month, right? Give or take. I don't know. But I think outside of the new video they just released, some other videos are old content. It's not new content. So they'll, of course, upload it as if it was new content, but it's actually old videos that they may have either taken down and are bringing back up, or at some point they were removed or put on private, and now they're being put back up on YouTube. So they're not producing new content, which I find kind of interesting. For me, I'm wondering if they're running out of content to really talk about. There's other YouTube channels out there, Twin Flame YouTube channels out there that are, the information isn't new. I mean, there's not really a lot of information out there that someone's saying that someone else isn't. But another thing that I'm wondering why is because of all the information that has been coming out about the group. A lot of people are leaving the group, articles have been written. There are tons of blogs that are going up from ex-members outside of myself. I don't write any blogs about this group, or the so-called haters that Jeff and Shaleia call people who speak out against them. There are other people who are coming out and actually speaking out against this group, and who are leaving the group and coming forward and exposing the information that's going on inside the group. So part of me was wondering if that's why they're not producing new content, because they're trying to maybe get things under control. That's just my opinion on that, but something to think about. Now let's go into the removal of videos. So Jeff and Shaleia, or whoever's controlling their channel, I'm pretty sure it's Jeff and Shaleia themselves, unless they have an editing team that they're not paying, or not paying that much anyway. Let's start there. But there have been videos on their channels that have been removed. Now, they may have been removed from YouTube, but they are still up on their Facebook channel, or their Facebook group. One of them being, which is interesting, and I'm going to talk about it because this was one of their most highly viewed videos. Like, it was the one that had, like, it was the most clickbaity video. It had the most views from what I could see when it was actually up at the time. Like, it was one of their most viewed videos, and it was removed. And a part of me wonders why. So the video was the video going or talking about celebrity twin flames. In this video, they were saying who celebrity, like, and it's like well-known people. It wasn't like, you know, D-list celebrities. Like, it was high-list celebrities, like people who most people would know who they are. I didn't know some of these people are because I don't really pay attention to celebrity life, but, you know, people like, you know, Oprah Winfrey, people like The Rock, Billie Eilish, I think is how you pronounce her name. I don't know, forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Justin Bieber, I'm trying to think of some other people. I think I said Bill Gates if I didn't already. I'm trying to think who else. Ellen, like high list celebrities, right? These were the people that they were exposing who their real twin flame was, like Kanye West, Beyonce, things like that. That video was removed. I wonder why. Were they hit with a cease and desist? Were other people saying something about the video that caused them to take it down? Was it the release of the second Vice article or the first Vice article, whatever, that caused them to really take a step back and take the video down because they didn't want more eyes on them? A part of me really wonders why that video was removed from their YouTube channel since it was so popular. The other video that was released, and it wasn't as big as the celebrity twin flame one was, but it was Celebrity Soul Families. That one as well was also removed from their YouTube channel. Once again, it wasn't as a big of a hit, of course, as the twin flame celebrity one, but I guess it got some decent views. I don't remember the views on it, nor do I really care. But that one was removed, or at least put on private, on their YouTube channel. Once again, a part of me is wondering why. Were they hit with a cease and desist letter when it comes to that videos? Because in this video, they were pretty much saying that these celebrities who were in a relationship with someone else, they were pretty much saying that they're in a wrong relationship because they're not with their twin flame. And then they're saying who this person's twin flame is. Like, okay. So that video was taken down as well. Now, I'm going to touch base on this later on because I'm going to be showing clips of the video because I do have it downloaded. Actually, I'll probably do both of these videos. Three of these videos. Sorry, there's 3 videos. So I did touch base on one of these videos in the past, which was the video of them saying that they were realizing they were multimillionaires. That video was taken down, or at least put on private, from their YouTube channel. I have it downloaded. I may pay a clip or two. I'm not quite sure. If I do, it'll be edited in this video. Another video that was removed was the Vanity Fair interview. It was the interview that Jeff and Shaleia did with Alice, who was the person that interviewed them and wrote the article in Vanity Fair. I'm going to touch on that article later, and at that time I will play clips of that interview. The interview was very interesting. Alice, I felt like she did an amazing job in the interview. Jeff was just a whole bunch of cringe. It was funny to see his reaction when he couldn't get or couldn't coax an answer out of Alice. It was funny to see him actually be able to interact with someone who wasn't a yes man person. So that was very interesting. Another video that was taken down was the Vanity, I'm sorry, not the Vanity Fair, I just said that, was their Surviving a Twin Flame Cult video. If you guys remember, I'm going to post a screenshot, as well I will also put some clips in. Jeff and Shaleia, or actually specifically Jeff, had made a video talking about surviving a twin flame cult. That video was removed from their YouTube channel, or at least put on private. But it still is on their Facebook group. So that video is also still on there. The Vanity Fair article, I'm pretty sure, or the interview, I'm pretty sure they removed from their Facebook because the Vanity Fair article did not show them in a good light. So, the one thing that I found interesting though is, and I'm gonna show screenshots and I might play a few clips with their faces blurred out, is there are people who are associated with Twin Flames Universe, with Jeff and Shaleia, who still have their videos up explaining why they're in a cult, referring to TFU. Specifically, one was the couple. They were two women. One is now calling themselves transgender. I'm not going to say their name on here, but I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about. The female, one of the couple, actually made a video saying why I'm in a cult. And like I said, I'll post the screenshot of it, and if I do post any clips, I'll make sure I blur her face out. But that video is still up. There's another one called Twin Flame Universe is a Cult, and it's like The Truth or whatever the case may be. That video is still up. I think there's at least 2 other videos out there outside of those saying that Twin Flames Universe is a cult, and it's members, people who are still members of TFU, but they're trying to explain, I guess, the benefits of being in TFU, I guess, trying to combat the fact that people are calling this group a cult. Alright guys, so now we're going to touch base on a more serious topic. Now, I know for the most part, I try to be serious in most of my videos. I do like to make some things comical, but this is going to be specifically for those who are thinking of joining TFU, or who have maybe just joined TFU, or maybe those who are in TFU and possibly thinking about leaving. So, I have some things that I want to touch on, some tips that I hope that you guys find helpful. So yeah, let's get into it. So one, if you are thinking about joining TFU, and this goes for any group, I guess, but because I talk about this group in particular, it's geared towards this group in particular. So the first thing is, don't jump all in. If you are thinking about joining TFU, or if you have joined TFU and you just started, or whatever the case may be, don't feel like you have to jump all in. Don't feel like you have to invest in the coaching that they tell you need to invest in to be on this journey. Don't feel like you have to buy their products or buy their courses or jump into any coaching sessions and all this stuff. It's okay to be on your own journey and have a group for support, but don't feel like you have to give up everything for this group in order to be on a spiritual journey. Because I can tell you right now, the information that they present in this group, you can find either online for free or for a lot less. And I mean a lot less. So I've gone over this in other videos talking about the pricing of their courses and of the books and, their coaches and things like that. By the way, I wanted to touch base on, I've looked at some of their coaches' websites. Excuse me, and I can tell you right now that these people are actually charging more per session than what Jeff and Shaleia were charging when they were doing the classes. So, give me an example. This is actually a recent website that I went to one of these coaches because I wanted to see what they were charging for their coaching sessions. So when I used to do the classes, I was paying $200 a month per session. So that's $50 per session. Each session was about an hour and a half. These coaches, from what I can see on average, are charging about 70, I would say about $55 to $75 per session, an hour session. So you're actually paying more or whatever. Like I said, it's not needed. I mean, it's okay to have guidance on your journey. But the one thing you want to think about, which actually goes into another tip that I had, is ask yourself, especially when someone who is so adamant about you buying this and buying that and spending all this money on tools and whatever else for your journey, ask yourself, what is this person getting out of you? What's in it for that person, right? If your coach is constantly telling you, you need to sign up for the courses, you need to sign up for the book, you need to sign up for the Toronto talks, you need to sign up for this, you need to, be invested into the church, you need to be doing tithing and all this other crap, right? What is in it for them? I can tell you right now, when you sign up for a course or you sign up for a coaching session, one, they're getting paid a referral bonus if they're even still doing that. If you take coaching sessions with them, now you're also paying them for coaching. So they have something to gain outside of you being so invested within that group. So that is something to be mindful of. And it's okay, going and leading into another tip, it's okay to stand back and stand alone in your thinking. Don't think that because they are giving you, all this attention and they're claiming that they're trying to help you on your journey, that they have your best intention in mind. One thing this group and many groups like this like to do is when someone joins, they'll do this thing, and even when they're trying to get someone to join, they'll do this thing called love bombing. And what it is they'll give you all this praise and they'll show you all this love and all this affection, all this attention, but it's conditional. The first moment that you stop doing what they say they want you to do, or the moment you take a step back, or the moment you decide to leave, that affection, that energy, and that attention that you were getting, it's gone. Along with them, straight trash talking and all the rest of that crap, and possibly putting you on a watch list and a block list. That's possible too with this particular group. So being mindful of that. If you should be able to be a part of the group and still feel like you have your independence. If they say, "Hey, you should invest in this," and you say no, that should be the end of that discussion. If they keep hounding you about it, that's a concern, because once again, you have to go back to that question: what is in it for them? Why do they keep hounding you about buying material when when you're on this spiritual journey? Like I said, you can find this information if you do a little bit of research. You can find this information online for free, or you can find it in a bookstore, or however you want to find it, for either free or for a lot cheaper than what this group is charging. So just be mindful of that. Don't limit yourself to one group. Don't feel like that this is like you have to only be focused within this group. If they're telling you that this is the only group that knows anything spiritual, and only this is the only group that has that true connection, that's a red flag. I don't care what group it is. It's time to hit ghost, because that's a concern. Because if they're telling you that out of all the groups on Facebook and out of all the twin flame coaches and spiritual teachers on on YouTube, they're telling you that this is the only group that can promise you or give you union or show you the path to your union, it's time to go, because that is a huge red flag, because that means they are trying to isolate you in your way of thinking, in your association with people. It's not healthy. Pretty sure you guys can hear Tiger drinking water in the back. Another thing I want to touch on, this is very important. Do your own research into the groups and the people that you are thinking about getting coaching from, that you are thinking about, the group that you're thinking about joining, the products, the prices, all of that stuff, including my videos. Don't just watch my stuff. There's tons of articles out there. There's tons of blogs out there of ex-members who have voiced their opinion about what they've gone through in this group or what they've seen people go through in this group. There's tons of stuff out there. Right now there are 3 articles by 3 known reporting sources. You have 2 articles by Vice, and then you have 1 by Vanity Fair. So that's something to, do your own research on. There's tons of Reddit posts out there of people who have had tons of experiences with their family members, with themselves being within this group, leaving this group, what happened during them being in this group, or, family members expressing how the person they knew has changed while they were in this group, and not for the better. I'm talking about like people cutting ties with, friends and mothers and sisters, and it's ridiculous. So do your own research, including outside of my own videos. You can watch these videos. I'm, grateful if you find this information helpful, guys. But I do encourage for you guys to do your own research outside of me and outside of Jeff and Shaleia's videos that they post, and outside of the people that are even associated with that group. Another thing I want to talk about, and then I'll wrap this session up. If you do decide to join any group, any spiritual group, and things like that, this goes into dealing with your finances. Don't feel like you have to, once again, buy everything and anything that they tell you need to buy to be on this journey. On top of that, don't put yourself in a financial strain in order to try to get this information. If someone's telling you that, just pay it and, figure everything else out later, or everything else will work out for you, pay attention to that, because someone's not going to purposely want to put you in a financial bind. If you're saying, I don't have the money, I'm kind of in a tight situation with everything going on, they're like, oh, well, just pay for it, and don't you trust God to, make it work for you, and things like that. If you're having someone like that talk to you, once again, ask yourself, what is in it for them? And 2, take a step back and be like, can you really afford that? Don't go put something like this on a credit card. Don't mess yourself up like that, because you might need that money for something else. That $2,222, you might need that money for something else. And even if you're doing monthly payments, that, 100 and some change or whatever you're paying, you might need that for an emergency somewhere down the line. So don't put yourself in a financial strain in order to pay for what people are telling you you need for your spiritual journey. If someone's telling you that you need to buy their product, or you need to buy the person who they consider their guru, you need to buy their product in order for you to ascend, or in order for you to advance on your spiritual journey, in my opinion, it's time for you to hit ghost, because that's not right, because you're putting yourself in a financial strain, and you're only putting money in their pockets. So I'm gonna finish wrapping up with that. The next session we'll get into will be reading some stories, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so in this section we're going to be going over some stories. So I'm going to be looking at my phone. Most likely what I might do is edit myself out and either put clips of the story or just put some funny memes or pictures or something on the screen. So we're going to touch base on this. Some of them I will read. Of course, I will change names if there are names mentioned. Some of them I'm kind of giving you a brief synopsis of the story. I won't go into too much detail just because of the information provided. So we're going to touch base on that real quick, and then the next section that we will touch base on before Vanity Fair, I'm going to get to it, guys, will be the Facebook messages, some housekeeping stuff, and then we'll be going into the Vanity Fair article. I'm saving the best for last. So let's get into it, shall we? So the one thing I want to mention is that I'm not going to mention the months or times or anything like that of when these stories were sent to me. I might even edit the times or the dates that are given. So if I do mention a date, most likely it won't be the real date that was actually provided, just so I can make sure I try to hide these people's identity as much as possible. So let's get into it. So, and I'm reading from my email, so just so you guys know. I joined TFU in January of 2019 and signed up for TFAS after watching the Toronto talks, which I have to say I enjoyed. Okay. Mind you, if you guys are finding their information helpful, like, I'm not downing the information. Like I said, you can find the information everywhere. The thing I have an issue with is how they treat their members, how they treat ex-members, how I feel like I just feel like they're money hungry and they're not really concerned about helping others versus proving a point and trying to expand as much as they can to grab as much money as they can. That's where I feel like this group has gone. So yeah, continuing. I had heard of Jeff and Shaleia from their free YouTube videos since March of 2018, when I broke up with who I thought was my twin flame more than a year later. Or I guess I guess more than a year before, I guess they were trying to say. But couldn't really get into them as the book was not available then, so it wasn't until years later when I got reacquainted. I'm guessing talking about being reacquainted with Jeff and Shaleia's work. Since then, I spent $1,500 US for 2 months of Twin Flames Universe Ascension School, 2 months of Life Purpose class, and coaching with 3 of their coaches. I'm not going to mention their names. The reason I had decided to quit Twin Flames Ascension School is because I began to suspect that my supposedly twin flame was not my twin flame, and a coach was trying to control me to pursue and try to persuade me that it was. In fact, I followed this coach's crap advice and ended up getting blocked by this person's so-called twin flame, which had never happened before in the time that we had split. I'm not going to put the time frame. He turned out to be a false twin flame, which I knew anyway, but the coach put me in a humiliating, unnecessary situation to try and prove she was right. She for sure, her latest posts are ridiculous, claiming she is successful when she isn't. For a fact, she lives in a house with a roommate and her man, who she once admitted to me and might not be her twin flame. So what this person is trying to say is that even though their coach tried to put on this persona of being successful and having a successful life. This person was actually roommating with someone else. So so then they go, the extent to which brain people are brainwashed. E.g., the coach dropped me because I wouldn't pay for Twin Flames Universe Ascension School and like Purpose class because the content is crap. They use a different word, but I'm trying to be more conscious of what I'm saying. So crap. I am way more successful as a They're way more successful as a full-time, I'll say, business owner in the last 20 years than following their nonsense. Do you, boo-boo? I'm happy for you. It's just a con-like millionaire mind, which is an MLM. Also, just look at the amount of mistakes Jeff and Shaleia say on COU. I'm not sure what COU is. Which I think is a tax evasion scam for sure. Oh, they're Church of Union. Okay, so look at the mistakes Jeff and Shaleia say on Church of Union, which I think is a tax evasion scheme for sure. That's what that person thinks. I complained to the coaches, and they all tried to manipulate me into doing the mirror exercise to heal my issue with it. One of the coaches eventually refunded me for 3 coaching sessions. Now I am in a fight with PayPal to get my money back from another coach for 6 coaching sessions, which she hasn't done, and I don't want, as she is a bully and has an unsafe environment. She said I won't be able to get harmonious twin flame union without Twin Flames Ascension School, which is bullshit because the guy I think is my twin flame I met without TFU, and we are slowly working on things. This person then goes on to say, I'm not sure who is worse, Jeff and Shaleia or their minions. So that's one story. That's very interesting. 2 quick short stories. And I want to talk about one. So one person is, I'm not going to mention where they're from. They decided to leave Twin Flames Universe about 6 months ago. Their ex-partner wanted to, they had some issues. Their ex-partner and them had some issues. I'm not going to say if they're male or female, just because I want to keep everyone's identity private. But pretty much if I'm understanding this correctly, the ex-spouse or whoever really had some concerns with this person investing so much time and energy and effort into Twin Flames Universe and just this group in general. They also had one point joined the MAP program. And they are very shocked about the methods that they use when it comes to the coaching in the MAP program. So they were able to see that things were not going well there. So this other person goes to write, and I'm not going to go over everything, but they state that they found Twin Flames Universe probably about a half a year ago. From the first few videos they had watched, they had a really off feeling. Even the energy between Jeff and Shaleia was super negative. I just wanted to express my gratitude for sharing your thoughts on your YouTube channel. It makes me feel more like, okay, so this person's just saying that they're very grateful they don't feel alone with the stuff that they've gone through. I stumbled across a comment on one of the members' Instagram from his twin flame asking to remove the caption. And so if you guys aren't aware, there's a picture of a member in Twin Flames universe. We'll call him Mark. Mark had been assigned, should I say, a new twin flame. We'll call her Lori. Mark had posted a picture of him and Lori, I guess, when Lori came down to visit. And I guess Lori saw the picture and commented that the caption be removed from the picture. So shortly after, though, Lori ended up leaving the group. So just so you guys know, holy crap, what is this one? So I'm gonna read this one really quick because it talks about one of the subjects that I brought up about Jeff and Shaleia removing one of their videos from their YouTube channel. Hi, I just saw the Vanity Fair article. It came out this week, and it was interesting. And it was interesting and long. I also noticed that Jeff and Shaleia took down the interview on YouTube with Alice. I can't find it anywhere. I do wish she had spoken with, I'm not going to mention their names, after their sudden departure. I was one of the, I guess he's one of the people, the students, and I guess when I felt pushed into going all in, they eventually left, which is not uncommon for this group. They try to push people really hard into going all in, and that's why I touched on it in my tips section of the video. So one of the things that was sent out, and honestly, this isn't new. Like, I feel like this message is a template they have saved because I've seen this message multiple times from people who have come forward. So the message says, we are writing to inform you that your current coaches are no longer in good standing with Jeff and Shaleia and Ascension and the Association of Ascension Coaches. Their Ascension Coach certification has been removed and we no longer recommend them as a coach. These coaches were students of Jeff and Shaleia, but have since realized they desire a different life outside of Twin Flame Ascension path. We have chosen to honor their choice. You may have come to respect and look up to these coaches, and we are not here to tell you that you are bad or wrong for doing so. We are here to offer you a path into deeper healing and connection with yourself, and I guess you're supposed to say your twin flame. This is where I find interesting. They're trying to tell you, like, oh, it's okay if you respected these coaches, but in order to move forward with these, and it's subtle, guys. It's one of those where you have to read between the lines type situations. It's one of those it's okay if you respect them, but if you want to continue forward, if you really want to get into your harmonious union, if you really want to find the love of your life, then you need to pretty much get another coach and come to one of the coaches who are in good standing with us, so that way we can help you along your path. Okay, and then here we go into a message where they were talking about an email that was sent out, and it was sent out from Jeff and Shaleia and signed by the board of directors. The new suggested coaches did okay, so I guess they were sent new coaches. So I'm going to end it with those for the story times because, like I said, I know this video is going to be getting long and we're probably going to have to break it up into parts. So the next thing that we're going to be touching base on is the Facebook posts and messages, as well as some of the posts that are on their Twitter account. So we'll get into those next time, or in the next part.